Greetings. Thank you for joining me this evening. This is Nanaya Spirit Medicine, and I am Nanaya, your host. Welcome back. 2 weeks ago, on my first episode, The Call, if you joined me, you heard about the call and you learned about the quiet and the persistent invitation to step into the medicine. That's what the call is all about. And the one that doesn't shout and doesn't demand, but somehow won't leave you alone because it's meant for you. So today we're going to go a little bit deeper. And today we meet what almost always follows the call, which is the shadow. So our episode today is the shadow, and the shadow came to me. So the shadow is not a concept, not a psychology, but a lived and embodied experience. And it is that way for everyone who embraces it. So just take a breath with me before we begin. Okay, we need to go into this slow and intentional. So just let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. And then I would like you to take a deep, slow, controlled breath through the nose. Close your eyes and just be present in that space. Hold that breath while suspending it and dropping your shoulders. And release. One more time. Breathe in through the nose. Suspend. Release, pushing it all the way out of the belly, removing all the air from the body. Good. Thank you. So you can sit here and listen with your eyes closed. If you are a masculine divine energy, please place your left hand over the center of your heart and your right hand over the left. You're holding your feminine divine space there with your masculine energy. If you're feminine divine, you're going to switch it around and put your left over your right. And just sit in this space of intention and listen quietly, peacefully, without any judgment, without any worry, without any fear, only clarity. And I will walk you through this. The shadow is not your enemy. It's not a punishment. It is not a sign that you failed or have done something wrong. The shadow is medicine in its raw, unfiltered form. It shows up as fear, as doubt, as grief that seems to come out of nowhere, as anger that you don't recognize, as resistance, exhaustion, and as quiet voice that says, I don't know if I can do this. Whatever you've been avoiding, whatever you've been outrunning, the shadow will present itself. And it doesn't ask permission. For me, the shadow didn't arrive in one dramatic moment. There was no single night, no lightning strike, no collapse. It came in waves. Small at first, almost subtle. A heaviness in my chest I couldn't explain. A tightness that didn't belong to any obvious thought. A low-grade ache that followed me through the day. And at night, old memories would surface. Not gently, but vividly. Scenes I thought I had resolved. Regrets I believed I'd forgiven. Conversations replaying themselves without invitation. My thoughts began to circle. All that ruminant thinking. Over and over and over. Like a mind searching for an exit that didn't exist. And that's when I knew the shadow had arrived. So just pause here with me for a moment. Keep your eyes closed. Soften that space between your eyebrows. Release the tension. Bring your awareness into your body right now, please. Not to fix anything, just to notice. Where does tension live right now within you? Is it within your chest, throat, jaw, belly, lower back? What thoughts are floating to the surface when you stop moving? This is the shadow speaking. You do not need to respond. You do not need to analyze. Just observe it for a moment, please. Take another deep breath through your nose. Let that breath just suspend by dropping your shoulders. Now release. As we go through this experience together, I am offering you a clearing. I am removing everything within that space that is cloudy and not clear for you. I'm creating a space of healing and abundance. And this is free because you decided to show up for yourself and to listen to this experience today. This is my blessing to you. You know, the shadow never looks the same for anyone. For some, it arrives through relationships, fractures, distance, conflict, endings. For others, it comes through the body, fatigue, anxiety, illness, restlessness, pain, suffering, lack. Sometimes it shows up as a feeling of unworthiness, sometimes as grief without a clear source, sometimes as the sense that something is off, even when everything looks fine on the outside. The shadow mirrors the part of us we learn to hide, learn to silence, learn to survive without. And I remember a very specific moment for me. There was a conversation I needed to have with someone close to me, one I didn't want to have. My instinct was familiar: distract, scroll, stay busy, do anything except feel the discomfort rising. But the shadow wouldn't let me. Every time I picked up my phone, every time I tried to redirect my attention, there it was. A vibration in my chest, a tightening, a clear internal message that always said, notice, face it, feel it. And I did. Now please take another deep breath through the nose. Suspend. Now release slowly. Much better now. Feeling a little bit of tension there. So where in your life are you avoiding something? Maybe that now feels impossible to ignore. Where are you busying yourself in life instead of listening? Bring your awareness there right now. Keep your eyes closed. And in the space of awareness, there is no judgment, no story, just presence. Pay attention to your breath, how it moves through your nose, fills up your lungs, how it releases, and everything that doesn't serve you comes out, like pulling in light all around you into your body and letting it travel all the way through your body down to your toes. Let it just become you. The shadow doesn't live only in the mind, by the way. It lives in the body. And for me, it showed up as a tightness in my shoulders, a locked jaw, a neck that refused to relax, a lot of pain in my neck. My stomach churned with anxiety, and I didn't yet have words for this, so my sleep became fragmented and restless, not quite rest at all. I could never get into REM sleep, so my body wouldn't heal. And yet beneath all of this, there was a strange consistency, a quiet knowing. This discomfort is medicine in motion. Remember that. Your discomfort is medicine in motion. Because when you get uncomfortable, that's when you evolve. If you stay comfortable in your life all the time, you never evolve into anything more than what you are. And there's an inner voice there trying to speak to you. And one evening, the thoughts within me became really loud, like another voice of all of my past mistakes, missed opportunities, bad choices, old wounds reopening. The shadow whispered to me, "You'll never be enough, Nanaya. You can't handle this. You're not ready." I felt like I was sinking into a dark pit into the earth. And in that moment, I made a choice. Not to fight it, not to silence it, but to pause. I breathed. I placed my awareness in my body, like you are right now, holding yourself, being conscious of your breath. And I said quietly to myself, "This is not the truth. This is the shadow, and I am present and I am here." Slowly the tension loosened, and something else emerged. Stillness, clarity, witness consciousness. So with these continued breath movements and control, we are working on what's called a somatic practice. You feel the warmth in your palm on your chest. Pay attention to that, how that feels. You're holding your energy here, holding your space for yourself. Just take another deep, slow breath. Silently to yourself, name what it is that you are feeling. Is it fear? Tension? Doubt? Grief? And in that same thought, say to yourself, "This is the shadow. I am here." And then notice what shifts within you when you acknowledge it. And what the shadow teaches us is presence. Not presence as an idea, but presence as survival medicine. Integration begins the moment you stop running, the moment you stop trying to explain yourself out of discomfort, the moment you allow what is. And the shadow also teaches courage. Not loud courage, not performative bravery, but the quiet kind, the kind that sits with itself, the kind that stays, the kind that stays present in that experience. So there was a week when everything amplified in my life, and there was old fears and new frustrations, relentless inner chatter, ruminant thinking. My nervous system was loud. I couldn't calm it. It had a lot of bad stuff happening. My instinct right then was to just escape. Another fight or flight moment that comes in. Do I clean? Do I cook? Do I scroll? Do I stay busy? Then I remembered I just stop. And I close my eyes and I hold myself in the space of sovereignty. And I breathe. In through the nose and out through the nose 3 times. And I get grounded. I felt the shadow moving through me at that moment, not as an enemy, but as a wave. And I named it. I stayed in that presence with it, in that murky space. And slowly, clarity arrived. The lessons surfaced, and patterns revealed themselves to me. Things I couldn't see while resisting became visible the moment I allowed it. I was no longer holding back. So ask yourself gently right now, where am I resisting right now in my life, in my energy? Where am I tightening instead of listening? Let the answer arise without force. Don't try to focus on it, just let it come. Another gift of the shadow is compassion. Because once you see your own shadow, you begin to recognize it in others. And I noticed irritation towards someone in my life. And then realized it mirrored my own inner tension. So instead of reacting, I just paused. I breathed. I responded from awareness instead of reflex, which is what most people do. It's habit. And the dynamics of it changed. That's integration, and that's medicine in action. So in this moment, while you're taking another deep breath, bring to mind yourself exactly as you are right now. Now, bring to mind someone else who feels charged or difficult in your life. And without words, extend a compassionate space to both of those situations. Space of forgiveness, if you will. Feel it move through your chest. Allow yourself to forgive yourself for overreacting to something you have no power over changing. If someone has created unkind energy towards you, you're not in control of that, only how you respond to it, how you hold on to it. Feel this move through your chest. And then take another deep breath and just release it all. It's not yours anymore. But you have to trust this process. The shadow asks for trust. Trust that discomfort is not failure. Trust that fear does not mean stop. Trust that this and all of this is part of the path. You will falter, you will doubt, and you will want to escape. That is not weakness. That is initiation. Just like the call. The shadow is relentless, though, but it is not cruel. It's there to give you a message. It reveals where growth is ready to occur, and that's where you have to open up. So take another deep breath and feel your body again, and notice what has shifted since this conversation started. Because I have been giving you a blessing, and I have been clearing your frequency for you. You are now learning, and you are now awakening, and you're meeting your shadow for the first time with open space of clarity, and that is very brave. So before we close, a simple practice I'd like to share with you. If you sit quietly for 5 minutes every day, holding your space just like I asked you to, with your hand over your heart, both hands over your heart, taking slow, controlled, deep breaths. Observe the thoughts and the body's sensation as you do this. Name what arises without judgment. Keep breathing controlled in and out. Stay present with that breath, meaning that you know how it feels when you're breathing in, you know how it feels when you breathe out. And reflect on one insight. The shadow is not your enemy, my friend. It is your teacher, your mirror, and your guide. So please move gently, honor your journey, and trust the medicine. We welcome you to this most wonderful experience called life. Blessed be. Please tune in next Sunday for the 3rd episode, Integration, Walking with the Medicine, at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for joining me.